the movement's not there anymore, so that suits AJ's style. So you look at it and you go, that's why I say it's a real 50-50 fight.
Pro boxing fans, we're here in Cardiff with my mate Spencer, Oliver. Spencer, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, very well, mate. Is it me, or is there a lot of lights here? It's very, very bright, man. But that's fine, that's good, it's good, it's good.
It makes you look a lot younger than you are.
Yeah. 49 next week, mate. I'm cracking on a little bit now. Getting there, but yeah, even you surprised that. You saw me actually texting, didn't you? Said it was something like your dad or something.
Yeah, I said you text like my dad.
It's worse, mate, it's worse. I'm old enough to be your dad, right?
No, you're still young. You're still young.
How old are you?
I'm a good age. I'm a good age.
All right.
Spence, let's talk about why we're here first of all. Lauren Price, Jessica McCaskill, unified titles on the line. Big fight for Lauren Price, who's a massive step up in her 7th professional fight. Talk to me about this one.
Great fight. You know, it was always going to be sooner rather than later for Lauren Price, wasn't it? I mean, look at Jessica McCaskill, what she's achieved, undisputed super lightweight champion, unified welterweight champion, never lost as a welterweight either. You know, she's been there, seen it, done it, boxed here before actually. Katie Taylor at York Hall, was it? Well, way back when, you know, and we saw her against Sandy Ryan in that draw last time out. But we know what McCaskill's all about. She's rough, she's tough, and she'll bring it and come to fight. She's banking on Lauren Price taking this opportunity too soon. But as we know with Lauren Price, you know, she's super talented, man. Like, you know, super talented sports person. She really is. She's got 52 caps for her country, you know, playing for Welsh international football, and even played Champions League here at Cardiff City Football Ground as well. So, like, you know, her accolades and her achievements have been absolutely insane. You go Olympic gold medal, world kickboxing champion, now boxing for the world title. I mean, the list just goes on. She's super talented. So it was always going to happen, and I think it's a big opportunity for her. And a great fight as well. Both girls, we just saw the press conference there, both girls very respectful, but looking forward to this fight because it's you know, it's a big step up for Lauren Price, but one I think that she can do. And McCaskill is a credit to the sport as well.
Let's talk about McCaskill. She was in sort of the headlights a couple of fights ago against Sandy Ryan. A lot of people thought at the time that Sandy won that fight. Sandy's spoken out vocally about that fight, but around that fight, just talk to me about the experience that she holds and what she's done in her career.
Listen, she's like I say, she's been there, seen it, done it. She turned pro back in 2015. You know, first come to light in 2017 when she lost on points to Katie Taylor. We saw her in against Chantel Cameron, where Chantel actually won that fight. But always tough fights, you know what I mean? Like, always puts a good account in there, gives it, you know, puts good credibility to every performance that she has. Sandy Ryan, yeah, would consider herself unlucky last time out against McCaskill. I thought she was unlucky as well, but that's the way it goes, man. Like, you know, and the boxing gods for me were with Jessica McCaskill that night, but she gets her opportunity again, and she said, you know, she likes travelling, she likes coming here because she feels that this is the mecca of women's boxing. You know, with what happened in 2022, the all-women's card, etc. She loves the British fans, and she's looking forward to the challenge. But it's a tough challenge against Lauren Price, because although she's only had, you know, 6 fights, you look at it and you just go, well, she's ready for that step up. It's a great fight, man. Looking forward to it.
I do want to move away from this card and talk about boxing that's happened in the past. Obviously, Anthony Joshua with a demolition job on Francis Ngannou. Talk to me about this one. A lot of people are saying maybe, you know, we still got to see what AJ is going to do in this fight. We saw what he did. Were you surprised? Was there any element of surprise in regards to that performance?
Yeah, I was surprised actually. With the, not just the performance, I wasn't surprised with the performance, but I was surprised in the manner that it ended, the way that it ended so conclusively. I mean, that was a demolition job, man, from Anthony Joshua, and he made a statement, and that was the only way he was going to do that, because had he won on points, he would have got criticism, because that's what happens. Had he won in 6 or 7 rounds, he would have got criticism, because Ngannou took him 6 or 7 rounds. You know, we look at Ngannou and we look at his, like, we only go off the first and only performance he's ever had in a boxing ring, and that was against Tyson Fury, and he come out with credibility, man. He had the WBC champ down, seat of his pants in the 3rd round. You go, this geezer can fight, and he's dangerous. And there was a lot of jeopardy going into this fight for Anthony Joshua, and he dealt with it, man. He went out there, showed that he's reinstalled that confidence that's maybe been missing in previous performances. But we've seen the progression of Joshua in the last 4 fights in the last 12 months when you go back. and you look at after the Alexander Usyk defeats, and then he comes back to Jermaine Franklin, and you go, yeah, all right, we'll give you that one. You know, you allowed that reinstall a little bit of confidence. And then you go Robert Helenius, and you're going, come on, Josh, step in with the shots. And then, like, finally, 7th round, he steps in, boom, and that was the showreel knockout he needed. I think that added a lot of confidence. And then Otto Wallin in December, you look at that one, and you go, now you're making up ground, mate, because that's a good performance. You know, whatever people say about the opponents or whatever, you go, now you're starting to step up. And then against Ngannou, like I say, it was a high risk, low reward fight in many ways for Joshua, because it was always a lose-lose situation, but he come out there, and the manner he done it in that destruction, explosive, man. That's one of the best knockouts you'll ever see in a ring, man. I mean, he absolutely iced him, poleaxed him, and that's what he had to do. And I'm so pleased, because it's like, fuck you to all the anti-Joshua haters and all the people that criticise this guy, and like, you just got to respect where this guy's come from. And I know I always harp on about it, but I've been the only cheerleader for Joshua through the rough times and the hard times, because I knew that he could come back from, you know, these difficult times. Every fighter has their ups and downs, and that's character building. And Joshua showed that he didn't lose heart, didn't lose spirit in that, and continued. But yeah, he put a lot of fingers up to you. Go, look, this guy is a fucking inspirational guy to millions of kids. Not just, you know, showing that you can change your life around. You know, with that journey that he's been on, and winning an Olympic gold and 2-time world heavyweight champion. Let's support this guy. Let's get behind him, man. And like, now he's back at the top, and I think people have to respect that. You talk about Joshua versus Fury. That fight would have been an 80-20 fight split in favour of Fury 12 months ago. You look at it now and go, it's a 50-50. That is a 50-50 fight. Let's hope we get it. Let's hope that Fury comes through against Usyk and AJ is there, and we get that fight, because that's the fight we want to see.
There was a lot of talk after the fight about the Fury fight with AJ, and Fury said, listen, his style's still made for me. That style that AJ's got still made for me. Do you feel like that AJ's in a better place now in regards to, if you fought, you've said it there, 80-20 in regards to splits, but it's a lot closer now. Do you believe that now he's happier, he's got the team around him, that he's comfortable with that? All these fights, even a Usyk rematch might even be closer.
Absolutely. Listen, if you go to a Usyk rematch, and I'll probably get a lot of criticism by this, AJ's a different fighter to when he boxed Usyk the first time and the second time. There's more confidence now. The jigsaw is complete. Ben Davison's been a great addition to the camp. And, you know, you're talking about Fury there saying, well, AJ's style, it's made for me. Well, guess what? Fury don't move like he used to. He's adapted now. As he's got older, you know, he doesn't move around the ring like he did when he beat Klitschko, when he won the world title. You look at him now, you know, in the fights that he's had with Deontay Wilder, he now holds his feet, holds his ground. You know, there's a lot of feinting, but the movement's not there anymore, so that suits AJ's style. So you look at it and you go, that's why I say it's a real 50-50 fight, that. Because, yeah, Fury's a box of tricks and he's a difficult guy and his boxing IQ's insane, but he don't move like he used to. And AJ, as we've seen, is explosive and he's heavy-handed. If you get hit, you stay hit. So that's a fight. It's a match made in heaven. We need to create modern eras and legacies. The best have to fight the best, and we need AJ versus Fury now. Let's hope that Fury comes through on May the 18th.
I do want to talk about something else whilst I was in Saudi and Riyadh, and there was a face-off between two guys that sort of surprised me a little bit, Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao. What did you make of that? I'm sure you saw that over here.
Yeah, of course.
What did you make of that? I'm not sure what the reaction was, to be honest.
Yeah, listen, what do I make of it? If I'm honest, well, look, I understand, you know, from the commercial side of things and, you know, the money that fight will make, you know, I totally understand that. I don't know how this hearing's gone. I don't know what the outcome of that is. I mean, it seems to be a long time since we've heard anything, which is a bit strange. So, you know, I think that Conor Benn still needs to obviously sort out that situation, try and get his British Boxing Board of Control licence back. But, you know, when you're talking about, so until he does that, he's fighting abroad. Okay, that's fine. Let's see you fight someone of, you know, your era, though. You know, we heard Devin Haney's name, we heard Terence Crawford's name, you know, we've heard your Regis Prograis, we've heard all the big names being called out. Manny Pacquiao's like my age, isn't he? He's been around a long. He's boxing when I was, definitely. What I'm saying is, it's not like, I get it. I get from the business side of things, modern day, you know, legend and all that. But he's an old man. So focus on your journey. I suppose that's probably the best. That's the way I look at it, anyway.
Talking about old men, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. That was a whole big surprise for us in Riyadh when we were there. just talk to me about this one. I think they're still trying to figure out if it's going to be head guards, if it's going to be a sanctioned fight, what's going on with this. I think there's a lot of question marks still around the fight. But what did you make of it? What was the initial reaction when you heard about it?
No, I was sad, if I'm totally honest, because Mike Tyson is an icon. Like, he goes in the bracket of, like, you know, Muhammad Ali, when you go, like, your kids and their kids will know them names, and they'll be wearing the name on the T-shirt. It's a recognisable name. It's an iconic name. And you go, he's going in against a YouTuber, man. What the fuck? And he goes, not only that, Mike Tyson's health's not the greatest. You know, we've seen him in recent times on crutches. We've seen him in wheelchairs. We know he smokes, like, unbelievably. You know what I mean? He's got that farm. He's mad on the weed, and he's, you know, doing whatever else he's doing. He doesn't live a good life. We don't want to see him back in the boxing ring at 57 years of age against a young, ambitious kid that wants to make a name for himself by knocking out a modern-day legend. So I think it's a shame, really. I mean, from a business point of view, I know it makes sense. I know it'll get money. You know what I mean? Just go, you know, like the Conor Benn situation. Conor Benn versus Manny Pacquiao will go pay-per-view, and I think that's where they want to go with it and what they want to do. So I understand the business side of it, but I just think it's sad, you know, that we see Tyson going back in there, and what reason is it that he's doing that? Or is it a financial reason? I thought he was maybe financially secure now with, you know, his newfound business, you know, with the cannabis farms, etc., etc. So. Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad day, man. It'll be a sad day to see Tyson back in there. Unless they're just doing an exhibition, because I'm also hearing 18-ounce gloves, head guards and all that. So let's see where it lands and what it is. Of course, we want to see, you know, we love Mike Tyson, but we don't want to see him in a real fight, mate. I don't want to see that. I don't want no head guards and small gloves and all that, because it'll be sad.
A final one from myself. It seems like Ryan Garcia's in camp. He said, listen, this is it now. I'm going to just be sticking to boxing, talking about boxing.
Yeah.
He seems to be back in camp and just doing what he needs to do. These last couple of weeks, do they have an effect on what happens in fight now? Did you always feel like there was only going to be one certain outcome on fight now?
No, do you know what? There's always a little bit of concern there. I mean, his behaviour was very erratic, and there's concerns about his mental health and whatnot, because we know that he's had those problems in the past, and you sort of like some strange things happening in the build-up to this, and, you know, with his behaviour. But let's hope that he is back to his best. It's a fight we want to see. It's a good fight, you know, and I think it's a fight that we want to see. So they've got history. Them two boxed, 4 or 5 times, 6 times as amateurs. So they go way back when. And I think for the boxing fans, it's a fight that we want to see. So let's just hope that Ryan's back to his best, and you know, his mental health's in a good place.
Actually, final one. Dillian Whyte's making his return on Sunday. What do you make of this whole situation?
Well, listen, he's been cleared. You know, he's been cleared from contaminated supplements or whatever. So good. All right, I'm glad that he's been cleared. He's done it. He done it the right way, by the way. That's the way that you do it. You get a problem, you fail a test for whatever reason it is. Go away. Conor's always pleaded his innocence. Well, go away and do that then. Don't blame everyone else. Not our fault. You failed 2 tests. You know what I mean? Different separate times. Not our fault, mate. Go away and do it. Instead of blaming everyone else, and like, you've got your proof, but we're never seeing it. Like with the Dillian Whyte situation, he done it the right way. He failed a test. He went away, dealt with it the way his team dealt with it, proved his innocence, and come back. Well, that's great. You proved your innocence. Brilliant. Looking forward to getting yourself back in the mix. It's a shame that you was out, and you lost the best part of a year, through that. He proved that it was a contaminated supplement. Conor Benn's always pleaded his innocence. Prove it. Simple. And then once you do that, then great. You're back in the sport. The boxing needs you. You're a big name, huge name. Conor Benn's a big name. Iconic. His dad was an iconic figure as well. So, we wanted to see him back. We want this shit to go away. But, it is what it is.
Cool. Spencer, first thing I said to you when I saw you today is, you've gotten a lot bigger, man. It seems like you're training quite a bit. Obviously, still got that dad bod stomach.
It's going down, though. It's going down now. It's going down, mate.
It seems like you're just training back, because your back seems huge.
No, my back's big, mate. My back's big, mate. It's always been big. Don't worry.
Spencer Oliver, always a pleasure, mate. Top man.
Cheers.